Might be old, but I'm gonna drink it anyway.
Welcome, everybody. We are here. It's a Monday. I tell you, it's a crazy afternoon, I should say, for me, because last night was Halloween for us, and I had trick or treaters coming to the door, and I had to do another podcast. So God knows, I was up early till early hours of this morning. So I'm glad that I made it here. Glad that I got my guest here too, because I know that he was out bringing his youngsters trick or treating too. So hey, it's Halloween. You got to dress up and bring the kids out, right? I hope everybody had a great Halloween though. I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of year, if I gotta be honest. And it's just one of those. It's been my favorite time of year all years, or every year since I've been a kid. That's what I like. It's better. It beats Christmas, beats all of them to me. But I made it. I'm here. I'm a little tired, but I'm also really happy that I got my guest here. As promised, I get him here once a week so we can talk about cryptocurrency. And I think it's a great time just to bring in my guest, stop listening to me jabber on, and just get talking about cryptocurrency. He's got a really cool thing to show today. And I mean, this is going to basically get you guys into cryptocurrency. If you want to get into it, he's made basically rolled out a red carpet for you, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and bring him in. Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
Hey, Rick. Not too bad. How are you?
A little tired, as I said. Like I was up all night doing a podcast interview with somebody, and then, as you all know, we had people coming to our door, little trick or treaters. So I mean, I know you had to bring your family out.
Well, I didn't have to. It was, just part of what you do when you're a dad, right?
Well, yeah,
So,
of course. We got to
yeah,
bring them all out to get their candy. I mean, it was a big deal when I was a kid, so I figured
yeah.
you would have been doing the same thing last night. And little tired today, I gotta admit. It was Pacific time for people that like I'm on Eastern Standard Time, and Pacific time is murder. They're like 3 hours ahead, and it seems that everybody wants to do a podcast like at 9 or 10 at night, which brings it to like 1 or 2 in the morning here. And
Right.
it's just murder on me by the time I get to bed at 6 in the morning or something like that. So that's okay. Let's not talk about that. I want to talk about cryptocurrency, Paul. That's what I bring you here for, and that's what my listeners and my followers come to check out. So we are talking
So,
about people, a good way for them to get into cryptocurrency, and I
hmm
want you to talk about an app that you have, that your company has, that
hmm
basically people can log into this app, and then they can basically claim small little amounts of cryptocurrency. You've set it up where you get every day a little bit of free cryptocurrency. And I do want to tell the people listening, he's not giving away thousands of dollars a day of crypto or hundreds of dollars a day. It's a very small amount of crypto. But it does get your feet wet, as I want everybody to do. And I think that's a great way to start. It's how you got me started. And I want you to bring up that. I want you to talk a little bit about it. And then I definitely want you to bring up your screen and show us and walk us through this app.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So, you're right. Bitswift has been working on our own cryptocurrency projects. One of them is Bitswift.cash, where you can claim free cryptocurrency, small amounts, but yes, you can claim them. Just like trick or treating, I guess, where the kids get a small little bit of candy in replacement of a big chocolate bar. We're giving away trick or treats as well, in the form of digital crypto assets. So anybody can trick or treat on Bitswift Cash, create an account, and then just start claiming free cryptocurrency.
Oh, that's amazing. I think that's great. I do it it's a part of my routine every morning now. I get up, I have my coffee, and I claim my little bit of free crypto. And definitely, once you got me doing that on your app, it definitely made me want to learn a lot more about cryptocurrency. It's kind of different when you don't have any stake in the game, but once you start getting a little bit of crypto, even if it's a little bit, it makes you want to learn more about it, and you want to get into more and get some more. And that's what happened to me. So as you know, I'm starting to invest. And the one question I did have, because I was telling a friend of mine about your app, and maybe you can explain this during the, like, you don't have to explain it all right now, but when you bring up your app and show it to us, they just
Mhm.
want, if you can keep in mind that they wanted to know if through your app they can purchase other cryptocurrencies, like, the big ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you bring up your app, and then just if you
Mhm.
can answer that along the way, if you remember, and that
Sure.
would be really cool. So why don't you bring up the app, Paul, and walk us through this app and show people what they can download and get started with?
Yeah, for sure. So let me just try to share my screen here.
Not a problem.
Hopefully I picked the right window. So do you see it there?
There we go. Perfect. I see everything.
Okay, cool. So let me, I guess, introduce the platform. Bitswift.cash is a crypto gateway or a blockchain gateway with an integrated faucet. And so what that means is you can deposit and withdraw cryptocurrencies that we support into this platform. And you can also come along and just claim free cryptocurrencies that we support on this platform. So the platform can be used to interconnect different blockchains to each other. For example, you can import Bitcoin into this platform and export it as Bitswift Bitcoin, which is a pegged version of Bitcoin on our blockchain.
Okay.
Likewise, you could import Ethereum into Bitswift.cash and export it as Beth. Or vice versa, you could obtain Beth, which is our pegged Ethereum asset on our blockchain, and import it into Bitswift.cash, and then export it to Ethereum in a one-to-one manner back out to the Ethereum blockchain. So in that way, it's very much a gateway or a blockchain router in which you can have these various tokens imported and exported between different blockchains.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yep.
there's that feature. And then the other feature, which a lot of people like, and as you mentioned, of course, is the faucet, where you just come along and every day you can claim some for free.
I love that part. I love this part of the app. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too frequent that anybody's going to come along and give you something worth something for free, right? So here's a good chance to get your feet wet. When we were building this platform, especially in the very early days, the whole concept was like just make cryptocurrency accessible. So that the whole question was like, how do we connect people to the blockchain? How do we make it easily accessible, and how do we keep it secure, right? The other whole kind of aspect to this was an experiment and a model for a community-driven universal basic income. And so one of our tokens on this platform, built into this platform, actually the native token for Bitswift.cash is called Cash Token. Okay, Cash Token is an acronym for Community Asset Secure Holdings. And everybody on Bitswift.cash can claim 100 cash per day. So in that nature, it's very much an example or a demo for a universal basic income pilot project where anybody participating can claim these digital assets all within the same amount each day. So each user can claim only up to 100 cash tokens in any 24-hour period. And because everybody can claim them, well, then it includes everybody and everybody can use them. Thus, hopefully, the idea was stimulating the economy. If everybody has money that they can use and given it freely every day, of course, while they would likely use it, they'd probably spend it, they'd probably go and stimulate the economy.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So yeah, there's this whole kind of model with the cash token built in for a universal basic income, and then the whole platform itself is just trying to make the token economy easily accessible.
Okay, that's
Okay.
yeah, and I think it's done from what I've learned of this, and I use this app every day. It's definitely doing what you want it to do. It's an amazing little app. I love it, and I'm really excited to see you go through some of the different features because I know everybody, like you said, everybody's excited to go to the claim, get their free cryptocurrency. But there's also a lot of other cool features that give you a lot of information on this app, and I don't want people to overlook that. Yes, it's fun to claim your free cryptocurrency. I totally agree. I'm right there with you. But it's also important to look at some of the other features that this app has on it because it's also going to give you a lot of important information. So, Paul, why don't you walk us through some of the cool features that are also a part of this app?
Sure. Yeah, totally. So first thing people have to do is create an account. To create an account here, you just need an email address. It's very similar to, creating a Gmail or a Hotmail account. So once you do that, you get sent a link to your email address, a sign up link. You click the link and, well, you can basically log in. When you log in, you'll hit the home page here, which will give you some statistics relating to your account. So basically your balance on all the assets that we may support. So for example, a Bitcoin balance, Ethereum balance, cash balance. you can see here my balance for cash is 100. It's because I've already come in here previously in this account and claimed, right? So that's why I have 100 cash here.
That's you're allowed the 100 a day, and that's why it's showing that there's 100 because you went in and claimed your 100 for the day. Now you got to wait your 24-hour
I
period.
claimed a few days back and I didn't log in until now. So I think when we go to the claim section today, we'll be able to claim again.
Okay, very cool. Okay.
But because I claimed previously some other day, I have already 100 cash. And I guess that's a good point is you don't get to collect cash every day unless you're signing in and choosing the option to claim it,
Okay.
right? So you're only causing inflation if you're actually participating. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the other statistics we have here is reputation. So you earn some reputation points by using this platform. This is very kind of entry level, and I guess you could call it like in alpha mode. Basically, the idea is that these reputation points will be as well crypto assets that exist on a blockchain. So as you're earning rep will be worth something, and you could potentially trade your reputation for some other token of value.
Oh, that's cool. And so
Um,
basically, you earn reputation the more that you are participating on this app and doing things through this app. You're going to gain reputation, which you can use to, as you said, claim other cryptocurrencies or other things that might be available.
yeah, in the future, the idea is that you'd be able to trade your rep points for other cryptocurrencies
Okay, very cool.
on the blockchain. Right now, the main idea is you'll earn rep as you're using the platform. So the more you use the platform, the more rep you will earn. Likewise, the more your friends use the platform through your referral code, all actions that they may take on the platform will earn you rep as well.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
you yeah, so your rep can really start stacking if you really start recommending and referring the platform. You could end up with a lot of rep because anytime any of your friends or family clicks to claim, well, if they claim, they create an action, you're going to earn some reputation.
Okay, very cool. I like
Okay.
that.
So there's other some gamification options just to I guess spice it up a little bit and make it more interesting. So there's little awards and things you can kind of earn on here. Again, this is very preliminary alpha mode. The idea here is that you earn rewards for doing things. For example, like at 100 claims, you will earn this new claimer badge,
Okay.
and that these badges will also be digital assets on the blockchain, which will trade with other tokens of value, likely with Bitswift tokens. So you'll be able to trade your earned badges in for Bitswift tokens.
Okay, that's really cool because every time you're doing an action or somebody else is doing an action through your referral code, you're claiming you're gaining reputation, and then you're getting you start doing trading in that. You get your badges, and it all boils down to you being able to cash that in for a token of some sort.
You got it. So basically, as you're using the platform, you're building value for yourself. I call it a digital productivity event. So as you're being productive on the platform's rewarding you in different ways,
Okay, that's really cool.
right? It's like humans go to work and they're rewarded with money. Well, here you don't have to go to work. You actually get the free cash every day for free. So, but you still get rewarded passively for participation.
That's
Okay, so
very
there's
cool.
various badges, or you can call the badges rewards. So there's various rewards here you can earn, for referring friends, for collecting assets. This is just one badge set. In the future, we're hoping to have many badge sets for all different types of things. We're just, honestly, the platform's very new. We're just not at that point yet.
Okay.
Okay, some other stats on the homepage here, your referral. So you can refer, like I mentioned previously, your family, your friends. There's some links here you can just post in social media or wherever you want. You can just copy and paste them, post them on your Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever. Anybody who signs up using your link will passively earn you reps. So just something to be mindful of.
Well, it's a great incentive too to get people that's what I do. I send the link out to people I know and family and friends, and then you definitely bring up the fact that they're going to get a little bit of free crypto every day, and you want to get them on the site, and then the site, the app speaks for itself once it's on there, and you're getting your little bit of free crypto. You're getting a lot of information. So I think that's a really cool idea with the referral thing. I think that's something that is going to catch on because it's like you said, you just put a link in whatever whatever you want, your Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and just get your friends coming over here and starting to claim their crypto.
Yeah, I mean, there's no cost to claiming. All we ask is that you sign up, and for the claiming specifically, you have to have a verified account.
Okay, I was going to
And
bring that up actually. That was my next question.
yeah, yeah. All that means is that you have to. We basically want to try to ensure that you're a human and not some robot. Otherwise, we'll get 50,000 robots on here, all claiming free crypto all the time. And so, verification by an actual cell phone that somebody uses is one way to prevent robots. It's not the only way or the best way, but it does work in some regards. So prior to claiming, you should come up to the profile section up here. And in there, there's an option to verify your account. And all it does is ask for a cell phone number. You can put any cell phone number in there. It texts the code to the phone. And then you put your code in your profile and save it. Once your code is in there and saved, you log out and you log back in, and your account will become verified.
Okay.
So we're not asking for like your photo ID. We're not asking for hold this piece of paper with the name and the date on it and all sides of your faces and video spot your bald spot even. They want to know how the back of your head looks these days, right? All we're asking for is simple registration with an email and then some cell phone number on account just to prevent robot spam.
Okay, perfect. Makes sense.
Okay, you can see here as well on my dashboard under this new account I created. There's a few claims I made on October 27th. So we give you kind of like a history page, or sorry, a history section, which shows you all the activity you've done on your account. Likewise, like if you're earning any rep on any of that activity, and not just with claims. Like if we were to import or export any asset here, you would see that in your last activities section as well. So you'd see like, you imported Bitcoin or you exported Ethereum or whatever it might be. Okay,
That's very
down
cool.
there.
That it definitely is cool because it gives you like you can actually see the transactions that you've been doing. It gives you a lot of information, and you know where everything's going, where it's been. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you're ever wondering, oh, like what I do last, well, hey, there's a last activities section. Everything you did last would be in there, right?
All right, very cool.
I believe you can click on these and get more info. So if you're kind of wondering, oh, I claim some Ignis, like what is Ignis? Click on it, right? It tells you what Ignis is. So Ignis is a token on the Ignis blockchain designed for distributed apps and smart contracts on the Arbor platform. So, now somebody that maybe registered on Bitswift.cash knew nothing about Ignis now has a link to get more information about Ignis. Not only that, they now hold some Ignis. They can actually participate and potentially use Ignis if they wanted to, right?
Okay, okay.
The easiest way to get people into this and using it is just give them some, and that way they can figure it out, right?
It definitely makes you want to learn a lot more. That's what got me started for sure.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So that's the whole point kind of behind this. So that's the home page. Okay. Here's a page everybody likes. We'll go on to next, the claim page. When you hit the claim page, you'll get an advertisement. You'll get actually a few advertisements. This one here is a Google Ads advertisement powered by Ad Choices. And this one here, a company will make money off of. If somebody were to click on this, I think it's like 10 cents per click or something like that. So feel free to click on it if you want.
Yeah, well, hey, it all helps. I mean, I always let the ad run too, and they're not very long ads either, so I don't mind doing that at all. Like I usually just let it play through. I know it helps out a little bit. Why not help out a little bit?
It's the only way to really on this platform, I guess, make some money back as a company, because obviously, it costs money to run this. So there are some advertisements on there, but really they, as you can tell, they disappear after 10 seconds. And the advertisements are generally somewhat relevant to, crypto. For example, there was one that popped up here. It's gone now, but it was an actual advertisement to Stex.com, which is an actual digital currency exchange where you can trade Bitswift tokens to Bitcoin and Bitswift tokens to Ethereum.
Okay, very cool.
So
So
they're not just
that's cool.
They're in more formal ads rather than like here's a bunch of stuff you don't need.
Okay, so they're ads that if you do click on them, they got something to do with basically the crypto world that might help you out if you actually go and check it out.
The one for sure, because that one we have in our sole control. The other one is more generic by ad choice, but we've kind of hopefully selected that it should pertain to you in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, that's cool. Perfect.
Okay. So on the claim page, after you watch the advertisement and click on it and give us a whole bunch of money, you just click claim. Literally, we have all these assets in here that you can just claim every day. So we have Bitswift tokens, cash tokens, a few other tokens people probably never heard of, like Canada eCoin, Salus or SLS is in here, Ignis, Ethereum. We even had Bitcoin in here at one point where people could come along and claim some free Bitcoin.
Wow. Okay, that was. I wish I would have been around then.
So any one of these, again, you can click on, you can find out more about, you can really kind of dig in and figure out what they're all about. There's some variables here like current claim, the claim option, and this max option. If you hover your mouse over the little question mark, it'll tell you kind of what's what, just so you know. So the current claim is your current claimable amount. So what that means is when I hit claim here, I'll be able to claim 0.0001 Bitswift tokens.
Okay.
Right. So let's, I'll do that now. And you can see, well, I can no longer claim until my 24 hours have elapsed. And you can see here, my claim counter will start counting up. So basically there's a pool here of tokens. There's already a point 0.0000 whatever to the one bits that I could claim now too, right? But I can't physically claim them until that 24-hour period is up.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay, so it's just a timer counting up essentially until we can claim again. Over here it just says the max amount you can claim is well, the max, so 0.0001 bits per 24-hour period.
Okay.
Likewise with cash, you know, the cash variables are a little bit different, but the same thing applies. You can claim cash and you can watch cash regenerate at a much quicker speed, because well, you get 100 cash every 24 hours, not just the 0.0001. So it's coming in very quickly, or it's replenishing very quickly. But we can only claim, and everybody, this is for anybody on Bitswift.cash, can only claim 100 cash per 24-hour period. And that's been like that since we launched Bitswift.cash in like early, I think it was 2017.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, all the other ones change. Sometimes they even disappear, like Bitcoin. Well, you can't claim Bitcoin here anymore, right? Bitcoin is very costly to obtain, so it's hard for us to create a faucet for it and give it away.
Well, that's what I wanted to explain to the listeners is and the viewers is that this isn't like you're not just pulling these cryptocurrencies out of thin air. This is actually coming out of your pocket, is it not? Like you're giving this away out of your own, I guess you want to say supply or whatever you want to call it. You're giving a little bit away. It's not just generating out of thin air. This is actually coming. You're giving this away from yourself, like your own
Absolutely.
money.
Yeah, people need to understand, like, you know, this is not like traditional finance where they just print money out of thin air.
Okay.
These tokens don't just come out of thin air. We have no capacity to print them out of thin air. Like even Bitswift tokens, our company cannot just come along and artificially create more of them. The network dictates that we cannot do that, right? So these do come at a cost to our company, which is why they're limited. It's why we can't give away 1,000 to everybody. As much as I'd want to give as many away as possible, we can't go bankrupt.
Well, yeah.
Now, with that said, we're in a good situation where our companies are staking, forging, and mining various tokens. So we have set up in some manners where a company is passively generating these tokens from the token economy anyway. And it's out of those pools of kind of like free ones that we're able to devote to the faucet to give away to other people, to get other people, to give other people access to the token economy, so we can, you know, grow it. And with more people comes, you know, more power, right? More numbers, the better, right?
Exactly. So, and how rare is it that? Is there any other people doing this? I've been looking at all types of cryptocurrency sites, and I don't see many people giving away any percentage of a cryptocurrency. Is this rare what you're doing?
So back in the day, like when I first got into Bitcoin, there were a lot of faucets. So you could literally claim free Ethereum, free Bitcoin, even like, back in like 2013,
Wow.
even prior to that, right? And the faucets were given away like 0.01 Bitcoin, and you could just claim it for free. Now, if only anybody had known what 0.01 Bitcoin would be worth at the time, they would have been claiming every freaking minute they could have, right?
Exactly.
So, yes, back in the day, there were plenty of places like this where you could claim Bitcoin. Today, no, because, who's going to want to give away precious digital gold? Nobody does, right? Um, we were up until a couple months back, but the price of Bitcoin just kept accelerating. That I realized, like, we feasibly cannot just keep giving it away. We don't have any way to replenish the supply other than buying it. We're not actively mining Bitcoin where we are like forging and staking and mining some of these other tokens, right?
Right. So yeah, that makes sense. Why would you'd have to actually buy you'd have to buy the bitcoins to be able to give them away. Like, so
Yep,
it
and
makes
I don't
total
mind
sense.
buying, $100 worth and giving out as much as I can, but I obviously we can't go bankrupt in the process, right?
Exactly. No, it makes total sense.
Giving one Satoshi away to one person is one thing, that's fractions of a penny, but you get, let's say, 2,000 people coming and claiming one Satoshi. Well, that's 2,000 Satoshis a day you're gonna give away for free. So, like, how do you recoup
Well,
those
yeah,
costs, right?
you do that long enough, you're going to be in the poorhouse.
Yep. So it's all about balance and finding, like, okay, well, where in the token economy are we generating free value so that we can take some of that free value and, I guess, reinvest it in our platforms to educate people and onboard people into the token economic system.
Very cool. I think that's such a cool idea that you're doing.
Yep. So bits we're giving away, cash we can give away, Canada eCoin, Ethereum, Ignis, and SLS. Those are on the list for now. We're definitely looking at expanding this list. And it may shrink as well, depending on market circumstance. It could be in the future that it's just not feasible to constantly keep Ethereum listed in our faucet because of the price of Ethereum. And if that's the case, well, we'll have to make it so that people can no longer claim Ethereum. We won't have a choice. But for now, people, I can tell you, there probably is not too many mainnet Ethereum faucets out there. And legitimately, we are allowing people to claim free mainnet Ethereum on Bitswift.cash, which is unheard of.
Wow, that is
Maybe
very
not
cool.
unheard of, but it's rare.
It's
It's
rare
it's
for
rare.
sure, yeah. And what I also this is kind of a selfish question, like I want a selfless question I want to ask you, like selfish, I should say. Will you ever have it that you can claim Adam on this, or you have plans for that, or is Adam too high up there to just start giving away?
Absolutely. We're always looking at other tokens to list on here.
Okay.
And definitely the more popular ones are ones we're going to look at next. So I know that the Cosmos platform is what's in the top 100 of all coins, and it's definitely on the radar to integrate into Bits with Cash.
Very cool. I just wanted to ask because as I tell everybody, I got some money invested in Adam, so of course I'm gonna have to. I had to ask.
Atom is another token that our company is actively staking. So again, we're able to generate free ones. So no doubt, if we can, create them passively, we are more than likely going to give some of them away to create more interest in the Bitswift products and services.
Okay, very cool. Something to look forward to in the future, I hope.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. I don't
Perfect.
like to promise anything because, well, you never know. Especially in this space, things can change rather quickly,
Okay.
especially around the legalities, like laws and stuff like that. They'll come along tomorrow and say that this is completely illegal. You're not allowed to give free people free value because the government says that that's absolutely illegal.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's definitely always changing, so I totally understand. I think everybody else would understand that too.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just claim the rest because, well, this account that I'm logged into right now, which is just a demo account, is eligible to claim all these. So there, I've claimed them all. If we go to our homepage, we'll be able to see in the last activity all the new claims, which you can see here, and then I've earned a reputation point for each and every time. You'll see your balance obviously adjusted. So now I got 200 cash instead of one. I get point 0.2000 all the way to the right two of a lot of these other assets because I've come in here and claimed them twice.
And it does
Yeah,
it
so
does and it does add up. I have to admit, I've been doing this for a while, and like you said, it's a small amount that you're giving away, but you do it every day. It does slowly start to add up.
yeah, well, I mean, again, reference the Bitcoin faucets back in 2013. Had you claim from them every day the 0.01 Bitcoin, you'd probably be a millionaire today.
Wow.
So you never know. I mean, that 0.00001 bits, it's really worth nothing today at all, which is why we can give it away to everybody. Like it's just a fraction of a Bitswift token, but there's no saying that in 10 years from now, that 0.0001 bits might be worth $1 or $10. I don't know. We don't set the price. I can't predict the future. I do know by history these crypto assets have the tendency to just kind of explode in price in 100x or 1000x in the course of a couple months for either a really good reason or no reason at all.
Right, yeah, it's true. You never know. That's the thing with this cryptocurrency. You never know.
So, I mean, the plan with our tech company anyway is to integrate some of these assets into our customer base and into some of our other products and services. So, if that happens, we will be attaching value to them, and if that's the case, they may be worth much more than they are today.
Very cool.
Okay. No matter what happens, I can assure everybody this cash asset will be here indefinitely for everybody for 100 to claim every day, no matter what the price be. Because again, it's still our universal basic income experiment. And I don't want to mess with that in any way, shape, or form. And I want it to be totally transparent and fair to everybody, so everybody's on the same equal level playing ground with receiving this 100 cash per day so long as they participate.
All right, that's really interesting. I'm going to be very curious to see how that plays out. That's really interesting, I find.
Yeah, the plan for this cash token literally is to integrate it into all of our customers. So we'll see how that goes. We're not at that point yet, but through our tech company, we do have plans for cash.
All right, so keep your eye open for that, folks. We're going to be seeing what happens.
hmm Specifically at the point of sale level.
All righty.
Okay. So next button over or the next link over, we have buy crypto. And I do remember your question when we began here. Can people buy Bitcoin through this platform? The answer is not directly, not yet. So yes, you can, but in kind of a obscure manner.
Okay.
That manner being where you would email money transfer us, let's say $100 or $50 Canadian dollars. This is for Canadians only at the moment. And we will credit you on the platform in Bitswift Canadian dollars. We call it BCAD. So if you deposit into our bank account 100 Canadian dollars, we'll give you 100 Bitswift Canadian dollars, 100 BCAD on Bitswift.cash. You can then trade that BCAD for Bitcoin or Ethereum on our DEX. The DEX is a decentralized exchange on our blockchain. So that's the indirect route that I'm speaking of, where yes, you can buy BCAD, but that's not directly, you're not directly buying Bitcoin, you're not directly buying Ethereum, you're buying BCAD, which is a pegged Canadian dollar token, and then you're moving that BCAD to the decentralized exchange and then trading it there for Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Okay.
We don't want to be in between people's trades. We don't want to be acting as an exchange. We are not. We interconnect different blockchains and we let the trades happen peer to peer as they were meant to be by the protocol and by Satoshi's vision, people to people without the middleman.
Perfect. So basically, and then you said not yet. Now, are you saying that you have plans in the future to have it where you can buy Bitcoin and stuff like that directly on this app eventually down the road? Is that your plan?
We have plans to make it more accessible for people to buy various crypto assets on this platform using Canadian dollars. And the way that will likely work is like an insta swap into that asset of your choosing. So, for example, you'll deposit 100 Canadian dollars and you'll say, I just want Bitcoin. and there'll be an option just to swap your Canadian dollars into Bitcoin. So you'll see your balance of CAD deplete to zero, and your balance of Bitcoin, appreciate to
That
whatever
that'll be
whatever it works out to, right?
yeah, that's very cool. And then I just want to remind our viewers that Paul, if you don't understand what Paul is saying about a blockchain, or you have questions about what a blockchain is, if you listen to the previous interview that I did with Paul, we do one once a week, and we talk about that. He definitely covers blockchains and what they are, how to get one, and all of that. So if you're just tuning in now and you're kind of wondering what a blockchain is, just go back to the last video that I did with Paul, last interview, and he explains it perfectly for you.
Yeah, we'll kind of touch on the blockchain subject in the next tab as well, because we're heading into that page right
Okay,
now.
perfect. There you go.
So deposit, we're looking in. So right now it's just email money transfer. We are looking in a credit card, but there's a whole nother ballpark that comes with credit cards, like chargebacks and scammers and those types of things. So for now, it's just EMT. This is not the only way people can enter crypto through Bitswift. You can also just call our company. We'll gladly come and meet with you and discuss crypto and talk to you about all these different crypto assets and hardware wallets and software wallets and all of these things that a tech company can answer for you. Because crypto is not for traditional finance. It's not for your traditional investing company. It's definitely not for the banks, because you can't go to any bank and ask anything about Bitcoin. They don't sell hardware wallets there. They don't create the cryptocurrency there. So this whole industry, I feel, is built on tech, blockchain tech, and it's going to be up to the tech providers to integrate it and support it properly, and ensure mainly that the industry doesn't get hijacked by legacy players that are trying to impose their rules to it, and their policies to it, which may not even need to apply to begin with.
Oh, that's very smart. And I think that's very cool how you're saying that your company is willing to go right to somebody's door, or over the phone, or any way that they can get a hold of you.
Oh, we
And
do that all the time. Yeah, we have meetings with people. We'll go out and sit down with them at the meeting table and discuss crypto for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it might be. We charge a service fee for that, but that's part of our tech company. It's part of what we do.
that's amazing. That is so cool. I don't think there's a lot of people. I never found anybody that was willing to come and right to my door and sit down and talk to me and walk me through all of this. I think that's something very cool that you're doing, and that's something that's needed as far as I can see.
Yeah. And lately it's been more business approaching us and less individual. So we're getting, I can't name businesses, but they're definitely interested in not just learning about cryptocurrency, but also integrating it into their business. So, like, how do we accept it here? How do we deal with it securely? All of these questions, right? And, they are questions for a tech company. They're not questions for legacy finance companies, right? Because this stuff, it doesn't require them.
Well, yeah, and then what I think is really, when you just said that there's businesses that they're asking you about cryptocurrency and how they can incorporate it into their business so they can accept it, and that just shows that the businesses are already looking at cryptocurrency. They want to get this involved with their companies so that people that have cryptocurrency can buy from their store. They're looking ahead. They know where this cryptocurrency is going to go, where it can go, and they want to get involved so they can actually claim it. And you can actually go to different stores and purchase things if you have a certain if they accept the crypto that you have.
Hmm. Yeah,
Very
totally.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, people are noticing, like, the trend, which is, it seems like the price of many of these crypto assets just keeps going up. The value of them just keeps going up. So, like, why would you not want to accept them as a medium of exchange, when it's value that likely will appreciate over time, rather than, accepting fiat money, which it depreciates over time, right? So, like, what's the point in holding it? What's the point in saving the Canadian dollar when it buys you half as much every year, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And
So
and
part
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Paul. But before I forget my question, now you said right now that they can you only do this with Canadian dollars. Is there plans in your future that people will be able to spend American money and stuff like that, or is it only going to be Canadian dollars?
Right now it's just Canadian. We'd have to definitely look into legalities and how to handle, I guess, American currency coming in here,
Okay.
especially from like a banking perspective, right? So right now, this platform is really Canadian based. I mean, our companies operate out of Canada. We're tailoring to the Canadian community before we go trying to venture out into, all these other nations or areas, right?
Okay, yep.
Now, you don't have to be Canadian to use Bitswift.cash. You can be from anywhere. It's just you won't be able to deposit Canadian dollars on the platform and get BCAD unless you're Canadian.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, perfect. I just want to clear that up.
Right. The other thing about this platform I should mention, it's not meant to transfer like large sums of value and hold it on this platform. It's not meant to be a wallet, although you could use it as a wallet because you can hold a balance on it. But really, it's a crypto gateway or blockchain gateway. So it's meant to move your assets kind of through it to the blockchain you want to claim a few of these free ones, but then move them out to an account you control.
Okay, perfect. That's a great way to describe it. You're kind of like the middle person. You want to go from your wallet, you go through here, then you go to your blockchain, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's just a middleman hop essentially to interface you with directly with your own blockchain accounts.
Okay, perfect. That's what
Right.
I was. That was one of my questions. So I'm glad you actually mentioned that.
So we never advise to anybody, keep all your crypto on this platform. It would be very not reasonable at all to recommend people do that. But if you're going to store a small amount on there, that's fine. Mainly, it's supposed to be used for just moving stuff in and out, interconnecting different blockchains, and just claiming a few of them. I guess what I'm pointing at is you're not going to move $1 million through this platform. You're not going to move thousands of dollars through this platform. It's more meant for between like 500 to 1,000 grand at a time, low
Okay.
volume,
Okay,
right?
perfect. Yep, for low volume, totally makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, like the max you can deposit is $1,000, right?
Okay, yeah. So it makes total sense. Like
We just don't want to deal with all the stuff that comes with higher volume transactions and larger volume transactions, right?
oh, for sure. When you get into those high volumes, then you're inviting a whole host of other
Right,
problems.
then you got to report on everything, and like this is just meant to be quick and easy. Like there's not many like it's really fluid, I guess. It doesn't like again, it doesn't ask for your photo ID and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
Even the export and the import, it doesn't ask for 2FA and an email code. It just kind of lets you export, right?
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, just be mindful of that. Don't hold your crypto on this platform. Hold your crypto on our blockchain, which is that's where we're getting into next. So let's get into that.
All right,
Gateway.
perfect. Yeah, let's bring her in.
All right, so this platform interfaces with various blockchains through the Gateway tab. And on the Gateway tab, you'll see any crypto assets that we support and any of your balance of those crypto assets. For example, here we have Bitswift tokens, and here we have 0.0002. We can import Bitswift into here, into Bitswift.cash. And to do that, well, you'd have Bitswift on some other exchange or on your blockchain account, and you would literally log in your Bitswift.cash account, click import, and send to this address here, including this message here. There's also a QR code if you just want to scan that on your phone. You could say, okay, send my bits to that address, and you would see your balance populate here. Likewise, you can export Bitswift tokens. So if you happen to obtain Bitswift tokens from anywhere, and you could deposit them into Bitswift.cash and then export them to any other address. So like your friends or your family or to some merchant or whomever it might be. Okay. Be mindful that anytime you export on Bitswift.cash, there is a fee, and the fee is currently denominated in Bitswift tokens because on our network, to use various aspects of our network, there's a fee to use those aspects, and it's always paid in bits, which is Bitswift tokens, right?
Okay, that's important to know. Good, that's
So
great.
so you can claim these tokens for free, but if you want to export them out to a blockchain account, there's a fee there.
Okay.
Okay. If you can't cover the 1 bits fee, just ask somebody in the community or even our company. Right now, somebody will probably just give you one.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Likewise with like, let's say Ethereum. So Ethereum's a good one because, Ethereum, it's a good example because Ethereum, they have their own blockchain. But likewise, we have Ethereum on the Bitswift blockchain, right? So we have what they call pegged Ethereum or wrapped Ethereum or whatever you want to call it. We have our version of Ethereum on our blockchain. We call it Beth or Bitswift Ethereum. So here on Bitswift.cash, you can say, well, I want to import some Bitswift Ethereum. Let's say you have Bitswift Ethereum you've accumulated on our decentralized exchange. Maybe you sold some Bitswift tokens for Beth. And so you get some Beth on our blockchain, and then you send them into your Bitswift.cash account. So you'll see a balance of Ethereum show up. Let's say, well, one Ethereum you deposit. You can export then that Ethereum directly to the Ethereum blockchain, which is the native Ethereum blockchain, in a one-to-one manner. Yeah, just interconnecting the two blockchains, and that way you can move that asset between its native chain and other chains as you so may please. Right?
Okay, that's really neat. So you're making it's definitely like you said, you're the middle person. You're kind of bringing you can make it a lot easier to go in between all of these different exchanges and blockchains.
Yep. It's just a middleman hop to interconnect you between different various blockchains, right?
Very neat, very neat.
Yeah. So what's another one here? Here's Bitcoin, right? So we can import, let's say, Bitcoin from the Bitcoin blockchain. That's a Bitcoin address from the native Bitcoin blockchain. On my phone, from my Bitcoin wallet, I could scan that, send a Bitcoin into Bitswift.cash, and then I can, after getting my balance of Bitcoin on here, I could export that Bitcoin over to the Bitswift blockchain. We call it BBTC, Bitswift Bitcoin, where there's a market there, and we have Bitcoin trading on our decentralized exchange.
That is very neat. Yeah, you've really thought of a lot of the different things to do here. This is really interesting.
So yeah, the whole goal was, if you happen to get, let's say, our Ethereum asset called Beth, well, that you could easily export it into an actual real Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain, right? Likewise, if you got real Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain and you knew you could convert it to Beth on our blockchain, and there were, let's say, Ethereum was trading with Bitswift on our blockchain for a good market price, well, you could take advantage of that. You could send your Ethereum from the Ethereum blockchain on our blockchain, trade it then for Bitswift tokens on our decentralized exchange, and take advantage of maybe a good trade opportunity where maybe there's, maybe Bitswift tokens are cheaper on our DEX in comparison to other markets. And so by trading your Ethereum on our DEX for Bitswift tokens, you've made an extra couple $100s, or,
Wow, hey, a couple hundred
something like
dollars.
that.
That's like a couple $100 to me. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So there's various ways to make money in our ecosystem, and we're just trying to make it easy for people to, I guess, participate, right? So yeah, you can export, import any one of these asset types. Some of them don't have multiple blockchains you can import and export them to because they don't exist on any other blockchain. Like, for example, this cash token, you can only import it from our blockchain, and you can only export it from our blockchain because it only exists on our blockchain. There's not community asset secure holdings token on the Ethereum blockchain per se, not yet anyway.
Okay, no, that's good.
There,
Yeah,
there,
so
there
but
may never
eventually
be.
there may be, there may never be. So that's still up in the air kind of thing.
Yeah, for now, there's just no way to move cash onto the Ethereum blockchain, right? We would have to create a cash asset in the form of a ERC20 token there, and then let people kind of migrate that way if they wanted to. But for now, you just can't do that. So some assets we support, obviously we support the native chain and then the extended chain, but other ones we only support obviously the native chain.
Okay, okay, I get it. I
Okay.
see what you're saying.
Okay. Here's this BCAD asset. So Bitswift.CAD. Bitswift.CAD is like one BCAD equals $1 Canadian. So like if I were to give you, let's say 5,000 BCAD, you got 5,000 Canadian dollars. You can move them to, from here, your blockchain account. So you, like, let's say you deposit 100 Canadian dollars in a Bitswift.cash, you'll end up with a credit of 100 BCAD. And here you would be able to export your BCAD to your blockchain account. Right? You put in the amount and hit next and put in your address there and send it.
Okay.
Why would you want to do that? Well, so you could trade BCAD on our decentralized exchange where people are trading, for example, BCAD to Bitswift token, or let's say BCAD to Ignis, and so on.
Okay, so there is people doing these trades all the time, like as you just said.
BCAD is really brand new, and we're not marketing or advertising it at all. Actually, this podcast is probably one of the first promotions it's ever received ever.
Yay!
Um, yeah. Yes, there's a market for BCAD, but it's not too active. Some of these other assets like Bitswift Bitcoin, and Bitswift in general has much more market activity on the decentralized exchange, because there's just more people using these assets, right? But as more Canadians come on board and use this platform, well, more than likely this asset will get more use and there'll be more activity on the decentralized exchange.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah, total sense.
One thing I forgot to mention about BCAD is you can actually buy products and services with BCAD on our shop. So if you do convert into it, I guess people should know we have a shop. We sell all certain types of like tech gear on there, like computers and laptops and tablets and so on. BCAD can be used on our shop. Likewise, with any of these other tokens we support here, we'll accept them for their face value, whatever their value might be at that time, for tech product and service.
That's amazing. That and is there a lot of stores that are doing that now? Or, like, is that something that you guys are doing pretty much exclusively, or is there other stores that are starting
There
to
are
accept it?
tons of no. There are lots of online locations now where you can buy stuff with cryptocurrency.
Oh,
The
okay,
problem
wow.
is, oh yeah, especially online. Like there's not too much brick and mortar type shops that you can go out like to Wendy's or like McDonald's and like Home Depot and spend your Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever. But definitely online, like in that digital space, there's a lot of people accepting it. We're the only Canadian tech company that I know of that you could be like, hey, I got some Bitcoin or Ethereum. I want to buy a computer. Can I buy my computer with Ethereum? And the answer is yes, you can on Bitswift.cash. Sure, we'll accept your Ethereum and buy anything you want there.
That's very neat. And then and you actually think, and you definitely think that in the years down the road, that even common like grocery stores and that, do you think that they're eventually gonna all convert to accepting some form of cryptocurrency?
Yes, absolutely, but I don't think it'll be Bitcoin, and it may not even be Ethereum. I think nobody wants to spend their Bitcoin or their Ethereum, right? Because I mean, who would want to spend and give away their assets, which keep appreciating year after year in
Makes
value,
sense. Yep.
right? So in that respect, they don't make really too good of a day-to-day currency. Like you're not going to use Bitcoin to buy your daily coffee,
Right. Right.
right? Why would you? Again, you're going to lose value every time you do. Not to mention the transaction fee will be 10 times the amount your coffee's even worth,
That's true.
right?
Very true.
So the way I look at these is like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're kind of, I guess, a backbone for this new economic system that is being installed by people like us, like the techies out there and the crypto nerds out there who are integrating this technology, right? So I think Bitcoin and Ethereum will be kind of like the almost like a Federal Reserve currency, but of this new crypto economy. And a lot of things will trade in and out of them, but likely they won't be used at the coffee shop. So at the coffee shop, likely there'll be Canadian digital dollar credit, which maybe Canada's version of UBI, where everybody gets 100 Canadian digital dollar credits every day for being a Canadian. Who knows, right?
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. That makes total sense too. Like you wouldn't be using your bitcoins and stuff like that for small purchases. You're trying to keep making value with those coins that you have. But if you have a universal coin for Canada or whatever, that would be what you would do your daily basic shopping with. Is that coin eventually?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Canadian digital dollar credit might be, would be likely interchangeable for Bitcoin, so people could trade it in for Bitcoin, but they'll likely spend the free credit they're getting every day, not the Bitcoin that they're trying to hoard every day,
For
right?
sure. Yeah. No, I get. Yeah. No, that makes total sense the way you explain it. No, definitely.
And if it's not a Canadian digital dollar credit, issued by the government, if they don't do that, well, no doubt it'll be something like Dogecoin, or there's a new one. What is it? Shiba Inu or whatever.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
heard. I heard. I just started hearing about that one myself. I can't even pronounce it.
yeah. So I mean, it'll be one of these other tokens that trades with Bitcoin that'll be used for coffee, right? I just can't see people are going to want to trade their precious Bitcoins out for a Starbucks. Like it doesn't make sense.
Nope. Totally.
right? Like cash would be a good one, right? Like if everybody received free cash every day, well, you'd probably want to spend it. Who cares? Buy your coffee today with it. Blow it all, you're going to get 100 free tomorrow,
Yeah,
right?
that
And
it's very true. Yeah,
if
and I would.
everybody gets the same amount every day for free, well, then it's fair. It's equal, right?
I totally understand what you're saying. I think that'd be very cool. And I know down somewhere down the road, there's going to be a way that people are using cryptocurrency for everyday purchases. It's just a matter of time.
Absolutely, and it'll be a matter of again, tech companies to integrate it properly so that merchants can interface with the token economy properly, so they're not being taken advantage of and not paying, insane fees to merchant processing companies, and thus having to raise the price to their customers because everything's already marked up 5% out of the gate just to cover transaction fees.
Very correct.
Never mind all the other fees that come with everything else. So if we can get rid of all that, everybody will be better off, right?
Very cool. I agree.
If everybody had a little bit of free money every day, I could just see that people, things would be much more lively. Sitting with no money, what can you do? You can't do anything. You can't go out and help your friend who owns a coffee shop. You can't buy a coffee off them, right? You got no money to spend. All you can do is sit there at home and do nothing. Now, these politicians, they want to stimulate the economy. Well, what's a good way to stimulate the economy? Provide the means for people to do so, right?
It makes
And the
sense.
right way would be to give people the gas that they need, or the value they need to go about their day to stimulate the economy.
Right, and it would,
So,
and if they had this universal, like this token, like this Canadian token, like you were speaking about, and people were getting a little bit every day, like claiming a little bit of free every day, it wouldn't take long for this to fire up on its own, and it would become its own system, its own ecosystem, where people are using it every day to go to stores and purchase things that they need, and that it would start running on its own, is what I'm trying to say. Like it's kind of like you're starting the engine and getting it all going, and then it would just kind of regulate itself, I would think.
well, currency is really just something that people dictate to be of value, right? And so like a community has to agree on something of value, right? So it could be grass or shells or sand or whatever, right? Like if everybody in Canada tomorrow said, screw the Canadian dollar, screw politicians, we're going to create our own money, we're going to use fish scales, so be it. We're all going to be going tomorrow catching some fish, right?
Yep.
Because we'll know, everybody in town all across Canada, we can use our fish scales to get product and service. So really, money just comes down to what the collective people agree on something has value,
And that's
right?
exactly the way I love the way you break that down, because that's the way I tell people that too when we talk about money. I'm like, they're like, well, what gives the dollar its value? I'm like, when you boil it all down, it's the people that who are accepting it are what give any currency value. It's what you find valuable. If a dollar doesn't becomes in like doesn't buy you anything, eventually it's going to crash because nobody wants it. It's not worth anything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's whatever is valuable. If people in the world start using cryptocurrency as a form to do all their purchasing, that's what's going to take off. That's what people want. That's what they're putting as valuable, and that's what makes it valuable, and that's what gets this whole engine starting and going. And it's going to depreciate the fiat dollar because nobody's going to want that anymore.
Yeah,
Am I
well,
right? Am I right saying that, or am I way off or something?
I think people will naturally gravitate to something that's going to naturally generate value for them, perhaps passively, as opposed to a system that is set to hold them down in debt forever,
Right, right.
right? So, like, if it so happens that you can hold, like, let's say, some of these cryptocurrencies in your pocket and they're creating value for yourself by passively staking or, let's say, mining them, and if you can get a big enough community doing that, well, they may just decide to start using that system that creates value for them and includes everybody, than using a legacy old system that's controlled by a few men in suits and is very unpredictable and devalues itself year after year.
Makes sense. Yeah, you said it much better than I did. That's exactly what I was trying to say, but I didn't put it in quite so elegant a way. So amazing the way you put it that way.
I'm here for you, man. It's all
Alrighty,
good.
that's awesome. So go ahead. I know we're running a little short on time, so hit on what you want to hit on,
Yeah,
and
so we're
then
gonna go. So this is the gateway section. You can import, export crypto in here. You can interconnect different blockchains through here. Let's move on to the Explorer section. The Explorer section is where you can look into different addresses. You can look into the price. You can look into different accounts we have that may be of interest to you, or maybe not. So for example, right here, there's some pricing related to the price of Bitswift tokens. There's different markets for Bitswift tokens. So like, Bitswift trades with USD, but it also trades with Ardor, and it also trades with Bitcoin. So here it tells you different prices for different crypto assets that we support. We're forging on the Ardor blockchain, which means staking, or in other terms, mining, if you want to compare it to that. So there's different stats on here relating to our forging pool. If you really want to dig into that. Earlier, I was talking about, well, we can only give these cryptos away if we're able to, obtain them in some way, shape, or form. But we're set up to generate some value within this token economy through different mechanisms. So one of the way is we have a forging pool, and every month it just basically collects free Ardor for us, so we can use that Ardor to purchase other cryptocurrencies and perhaps give them away for free. Anybody can participate on our forging pool and earn passive revenue every month. It's just a matter of participation. Likely you have to educate yourself on how to do that. But it's part of our ecosystem. You could participate on our forging pool.
oh, that's really
You
cool, actually.
Yeah, you can look into any address of interest. So for example, we have a transparency address section here. We have our forging pool address, which I was just talking about, where we have a forging pool. It's generating passive revenue in the token economy. Well, you can dig into that. You can see that address, our forging pool address, has at some point it had 100 cash given to it. So it has a balance of 100 cash, is 904 and 99 bits on it, right? And so on and so on. Everything on our blockchain is transparent. You can see all the addresses, all the balances of every address and every asset that address might hold. It's just you don't really know who's behind what address unless somebody publishes it and says, hey, this is my address. Okay, so what we've done here is take a lot of the addresses we feel like people should know about, like, our dev account. Like, well, why is it balanced so high? Well, it's our dev account. So, we publish that. We let people know how much of these crypto assets are in our dev account so people can see we're still liquid. We're not bankrupt.
Oh,
You know,
that's very interesting, and I really like that about this app is that you're not hiding anything. As you said, you're very transparent, showing people what is going on and what they can dig into it, as you call it, and research into this. And I think that's amazing. I don't know if a lot of other places do that, but I think that the fact that you have this on your app is for your company it says a lot that you're transparent, that you're trying to not hide anything or kind of scam people or anything. It's very cool that you're doing that.
yeah. So one of the, I guess, inherent attributes of blockchain is the transparency, right? So we're just taking all the transparent stats that already exist on our blockchain that anybody can access anyway, and just pulling them forward and projecting them onto your Bitswift.cash account for you, so you can more easily dig into them, or I guess more easily find that information that might pertain to you.
Alrighty.
Okay, so that's under the Explorer. Under transparency addresses, we have various addresses here for different things, even our Bitcoin hot wallet. So you can see that, if you happen to obtain Bitswift Bitcoin on our DEX, that while there is in fact real Bitcoin to basically back that pegged asset. So if you got zero point 0.1 Bitswift Bitcoin, you will for sure be able to export that out to Bitcoin through Bitswift.cash, because we hold the balance. It's transparent. The blockchain doesn't lie.
Okay,
Um,
that is very interesting. That
a lot
so
of companies won't provide transparency like this. A lot of governments will not provide transparency to this level. They don't, for whatever reason, they don't want the people to know where the money's going.
that does,
I wonder
well,
why that is, right?
when you talk about the government, Paul, that doesn't surprise me that they're not transparent. I mean, I don't think anybody's under illusions that they are.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got this technology that makes everything transparent and auditable. Like, why not integrate it so everybody can be better off? But anyways, that's for another topic.
Alrighty.
We're working on it. We're not there yet.
Well, it takes time. I think you've done amazing so far with what you got here.
Yep. Well, the trend with government would be, I guess, decentralized governance, right? Where technically you don't need a government anymore because you don't need somebody in power to dictate what happens, right? Like just on the Bitcoin network, no one individual dictates what happens on that network. It's the collective network that dictates what Bitcoins move from person A to person B and so on, right? And so I can see governance moving in that manner. In fact, it already is, where you have communities on the internet where there's no central leader per se. They just operate in a decentralized manner, and all the decisions are done by the community, and it just works out, and it works better, right?
For sure. Yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying. That definitely. I 100%
Okay.
agree.
So we have other things on here too, resources. So if you're looking like, any of our websites, whatever you want to learn about, it's in there, our Twitter feeds and so on. Market activities. So, if you're interested in, like, let's say the cash asset, well, you can click on that. You can just see, on the decentralized exchange, different markets, what its price is, even like who's holding cash, what their balance of cash is, how many accounts hold cash, all of that. It's all on here. It's all transparent.
Wow, that's incredible. Like, I can't believe you have all that information there. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's all here. Yeah. Whatever you'd want to know about any of these assets we support is on here. And then we even extend it a bit further and integrate, third-party things like our forging pool, which people can participate on if they want. Our polls. So on our blockchain, we have like a decentralized voting system. So back to like decentralized governance. Well, hey, now here is a way through tech to provide a means for people to vote on things without somebody needing to be in the mix to count the votes. The network counts the votes. You don't need a central party to say, oh yeah, there was 10 of these for, let's say, conservative and 20 of these for liberal or whatever. Now here we're not voting on politicians. We're voting on usually like community events or company related events, right? So for example, like there's things about here where you get your COVID vaccine. There's
Yeah.
other things in here, like they're just being used for just some apps have used our voting system, just as like trial stuff they were doing in the past. Here's a good one, like Bitswift.cash new feature, So we asked the community, what do you like about Bitswift.cash? And they could pick any one of these. Well, most people said, um, oh no, sorry, this is the Bitswift.cash new feature. Sorry, there's Bitswift.cash favorite things. So what do you like about Bitswift.cash? Well, most people said they like claiming the crypto assets, right? Obviously, they like the free money the best, right? So it's just a way for people to get more involved with our products, with our services, with our companies, and in fact, try to have some influence there and dictate what actually happens with Bitswift, right?
That's really
Um,
that's a great thing to do too, because it's keeping you with your pulse with all of your customers and people that you're dealing with. If you have like the odd little poll here and stuff like that, you're actually giving them a say, which is I don't think a lot of people do that, and I think it's really gives you an idea of what people that you're dealing with are thinking, or what they want to see, or what maybe
mhm.
they don't want to see. I mean, it can go either way. I think that's a really interesting way to do it.
Yeah, and like anybody can create a poll here, not just our company. Like I mentioned before, some apps were creating polls or whatever they were doing. Like Rick, you could come on here and create a poll about, like, let's say, tattoo art or whatever, right?
Right, right.
So long as you had the Bitswift tokens to pay the fee to create that poll, and it would be something like a couple pennies, you'd be able to create the poll here, and then anybody in the community on our blockchain would be able to vote on your poll.
Oh, I'm so gonna do one of these. You know that, Paul.
Go for it,
I'm
man.
so
Go
gonna
for it.
do one of those. I know what I'm doing today.
So, part of that, obviously, we want to involve the community in like business decisions. So we have a poll here, it was recently run, just about our new company vehicles. Like, what vehicles should we buy next? So we have a tech company, and our vehicles are wrapped on the road. They look like moving billboards, right? And I thought, how cool would it be if perhaps we get a Tesla on the road? But I didn't want to just get a Tesla on the road without asking the community. And so here we had somebody say, well, we should get the Model 3, right?
Very neat.
So there you have some way to, I guess, provide some influence. I mean, that sticks in the back of my head. Obviously, I want to ensure our community, our customers, the people using our products and services have some way to influence our company. I should be very direct and point out that Bitswift tokens in of themselves give you no voting power or share or ownership in our company whatsoever.
Okay.
So they're not like, you're not holding a stock or a percentage of ownership in our company by holding Bitswift tokens. That's not the case at all. Bitswift tokens are for using on our distributed ledger, the Bitswift blockchain, for performing any right action, such as creating a poll or creating a transaction, right? You need to pay a fee in Bitswift tokens for that. So basically what I'm pointing out to people is, don't buy Bitswift tokens thinking you own percentage of our company and allows you to control if we buy business vehicles. That's not the point. You might be able to vote on one of our company events we have, but we do not grant you any ownership in our company through ownership of our tokens.
Well, I was gonna actually, I was thinking about asking you that too, because I had somebody ask like a while back if they like if you're buying into this, if you're getting like a little bit of say in the company, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you're not. I think you're just buying the tokens.
Exactly. I think actually it would be highly illegal
No doubt,
for
yeah.
us to issue, I guess, tokenized stocks on our blockchain and then sell them off to people.
All right, that's good.
Um,
That's good that you explain that. Then that's definitely something that.
we do have legit, stocks in our company. If another company wanted to come and approach us and buy a portion of it, but we also have tokens people can buy to participate on our blockchain if they so want to.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. There's a support section up here as well. So if anybody has any questions or they're wondering about anything, I've done a fair bit of work trying to detail like all the different aspects of Bitswift.cash. So like the fees, the assets we support, like any frequently asked questions. Hopefully it's all in here. If not, you can just email us or even call us. We're completely available. We're completely on the radar. You can get a hold of us, unlike some of the other networks out there. For example, like Bitcoin, there is really no Satoshi to contact to ask questions about Bitcoin or the Bitcoin blockchain or any of that stuff, right?
Oh, for sure, and I can attest people that if you have questions, Paul will get back to you because, as Paul will attest, I've asked him so many questions when it comes to cryptocurrency and that. And anytime I have a question, if I contact him, he's very quick on getting back to me and giving me an answer. So it's a great. If you have any questions and you're using this app, don't be scared to use it. That's just what I want to let people know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, we're highly approachable, and that
For
was the
sure.
goal. Like, you know, um, while I was building the blockchain, I was thinking, well, how do you integrate this into regular people's lives, right? And the answer came through, well, through your tech company, obviously. Like, you're dealing with blockchain tech, so it would be a tech integration company that would integrate it. So you can call our tech company, you can open a support request here. However you need help, we're here to help you.
That's amazing. Perfect stuff.
All right.
Is that everything
I
that
think
you got covered there? Is that everything you wanted to cover? I know you're.
there's
I've
some
checked.
social links on the top. If anybody's interested, we got Twitter, we got a Telegram, we have a Discord, we have a Reddit. Our Discord and Telegram, they're not too active, but we got a couple hundred people in there. Come by, say hi, come build a community, come join Bitswift.cash, claim free assets. You never know what they might be worth in the future. I hope for everybody claiming they're worth a significant amount.
I hope so too, and I mean you're giving them like there's you just got to log in every day and claim your free tokens, or so why not do it? I mean I like I said I do it when I'm having my coffee in the morning, and it's just something I do now. It's part of my routine. I don't even think about it. I make my coffee, I go and claim my assets and my
Mhm.
free tokens, and I think that there's no harm in doing it. And you like you said, you never know if people knew back when Bitcoin, when you could go to the faucet and claim that how much they're worth now. That just gives
Oh
you an
man,
idea.
I wish I could roll back time because I remember seeing them and just being like, why would I claim this? It's like worth 10 cents, and
Exactly.
now it's like, damn.
Now you'd be a millionaire. So why do I
Eh,
like
Every time you claimed, actually, like in today's value, you would have been claiming like $100. Right.
exactly? And
So
it's free. Like that's what I was like that's what I love about this. And I just want to let the people know that are listening. Like Paul's basically rolled the carpet out for you. This is the red carpet to get you your feet wet into cryptocurrency. Like there's no excuses. He's giving you some free tokens. You just gotta log in every day, every 24 hours, and claim them. So I mean, you have no excuse not to at least get your toes wet and kind of start claiming your tokens. And I will guarantee you that you will gain interest when you start actually claiming them, and you have some. It's gonna make you want to learn more. That's definitely what I found is the case.
hmm, you don't directly earn interest on these crypto assets. You just earn more by claiming them every day, right? Like you can't claim 100 cash and then it's just going to appreciate like 3% per year.
Right,
You have to
right.
come back and keep claiming daily that 100 cash,
Okay,
right?
yeah. So every day
In
every
fact,
24 hours you got to log in, and that's when you got to do your claim. And then
yep,
that's how you got to do that every 24 hours. It doesn't if you miss a week, you miss a week of claiming. That's
you'll
just the way.
miss 700 cash. Basically, you'll help everybody else by not causing the inflation for your lack of participation, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, that's a good way to put it too.
Because there'll be less cash in the money supply, right? So it's really, again, that productivity event that rewards you for being productive, for staying on the platform and creating actions on the platform. Um, yeah, it's kind of tailored to hopefully ensure you come back and want to claim more.
Ah, perfect. So that's amazing. I know we're running. I'm checking the time. I know that you only had an hour with us and you're staying a bit longer. So let's wrap it up. I know that you have a giveaway that you want to talk about. So if you can actually bring yourself back and stop sharing the screen and
Yeah.
show behind you what you're going to be, what we can talk about quickly. I think this is very exciting too. So
Okay. Am I back?
yeah, you're back. I see you. There you are. And
I'm
what I
back
want to
from
let people, you're
the fourth
back.
dimension,
Fourth
wherever I went.
dimension. So go ahead and let people know what you're giving away, having a draw for, and how they can enter, and where they go to enter. All the good stuff, Paul.
Sure. Yeah. So we're giving away, our tech company, Bitswift Tech, is giving away a Microsoft Surface Go 2. It's sealed in the package. It's never been opened. I don't know if you can
Yeah, I can.
see it there or
Yeah,
not, but
definitely.
yeah, it's completely new in box. We've got one here, actually two, but one of them's being given away. And the way you can participate is quite easy. You just need to send a message on our blockchain to our dev account, and the message must include Microsoft Surface tablet. So if you create an account on our blockchain and you send a message to our dev account, and you're probably wondering, well, what's your dev account? Well, remember on Bitswift.cash, I showed you all the transparency section there. In that
Yes.
section, there's a dev account address. And any message that comes in gives you a ballot to win this tablet. So you can send 1,000 messages if you want, so long as they all say Microsoft Surface tablet in the message, you have a ballot to win this tablet. The giveaway ends January 1st, 2022. It's
Okay.
hard for my mind to think of that year because we're not in it yet.
Me too.
At 11 p.m. So at that time, we'll cut off the new entries. So if you send a ballot in after a message to our dev account after that, it'll just be void. But then a couple of weeks, likely within the same week after that, it'll be like drawing a random name from a hat, where we'll just pick one person who sent the message, actually one account, and that account will be the winner for this tablet.
Very
What will
cool.
happen is the address we pick will receive a message back from our dev account just saying you have won. Please send us your address because we need to ship you this tablet. Okay, we'll supply you in the message to you an email address that you can then email, supplying your actual legit physical address, so we can ship you this tablet. If you live outside of Canada or America, you'll have to pay any shipping or like duty fees.
Okay.
But if you live inside Canada, specifically in America, I guess North America, you're likely going to be safe and not have to pay those shipping fees.
That's amazing. So yeah, definitely you can, and they can enter as many times as they want. So
You
they
could have 1,000 messages sent to us. Each one would cost like, I don't know, a fraction of a penny, because you'll need a Bitswift token to send. You'll need some tokens to send that message. Again, remember what I said, every right action on our blockchain costs Bitswift tokens.
right.
So there is a minuscule cost to get that ballot. But I mean, you're talking a $520 tablet for maybe half a penny transaction
Exactly.
that it
Yeah.
would
I mean,
cost.
yeah,
Right?
it's a no-brainer. Like, definitely get yourself some tokens, and
I think
then
we have 10 or 15 people who have already sent in their entry, their ballots, but we're expecting obviously many more. It could make, I guess, a late Christmas gift for somebody, because it ends in January, not December. But if you're thinking of somebody for Christmas and they're okay with a late gift or maybe a New Year's gift or whatever, then yeah, throw a ballot in, send us a message, and it'll cost you probably less than half a penny, and you could win a nice Microsoft
it,
Surface tablet.
yeah, and it's amazing. I got the same tablet as you know. I bought it from you, so I mean, I love that tablet. I use it all the time. I use it for my artwork, for my tattoo sketching. So I mean, I love it. Definitely worth the couple pennies it's going to cost you to send a ballad. So I mean, send the ballads in, people. I mean, that's a great, as Paul said, it's a great gift. It's a great way to get started using your app and start sending the ballad. Start selling your ballads in for the draw. You got no excuse not to. Great gift. It's a great value, and I mean, it sounds really cool. I hope you. I really look forward to seeing how many ballads you get in, and by that time, and seeing the winner. That's gonna be really cool to
Yeah,
do.
I'm looking forward to just giving it away to whoever wins, because well, hey, how cool would it be to receive a free tablet,
For
right?
sure,
Well, not
yeah.
free, but very pretty much free, right?
Yeah,
So
for sure. No, I totally agree. That's amazing. And I think that's really cool that your company is providing that, Paul, like giving a little bit back. And that's always a great thing. So I know we're running over time. I want to thank you, Paul, this week for staying and a little bit over time and breaking down your app for us. Everybody, make sure you go download that app and get started on it and start claiming your free crypto. You got no excuse now. It's free. You got no excuse. You can go and start claiming right after you hear this. So, Paul, thank you once again, my friend, and I'm looking forward to having you back on next week. And we're going to talk some more cryptocurrency and get people talking about it, and we're going to learn lots more. I'm looking forward to actually seeing you again.
same here, dude.
All right, take care.
Appreciate it.
Have a
Thanks for
great
having
day.
me on.
You're very welcome, and you have a great day, my friend.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.
All right, take care. Well, there we have it. Another interview wrapped up. I'm telling you, what a great, great interview. And I just have a great time talking to Paul. I really do. I mean, I remember when I first started just a few months ago, getting involved in cryptocurrency, and I didn't know what, as I keep telling people, and I'm sure you guys, let me just get comfortable here, explaining to everybody that I had no idea about cryptocurrency. I wanted to get involved in it. I say that, I've told you guys that before. I just had no idea how to go about doing it. And meeting Paul was an amazing blessing to have him come and teach me about it. And that's why I want to have him on this show once a week, because I get a lot of questions and emails from people watching, and they always say the same thing. They know crypto's out there. They hear about it. They know that it's gonna, there's potential to make some money. They know it's maybe the way things are gonna go down the road in the future, but they have no idea how to purchase it. And that was always my problem. I knew I wanted to get involved, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know which different coins that I or tokens I should invest in, and that's what Paul's always says. And I definitely want to say that to you guys too. Do your research, especially when you start investing a little bit of your own money into it. Don't just jump in and throw it at like the first coin that you see. Do a little bit of research. There's no guarantees that on any of this that you're going to make millions of dollars and it's going to skyrocket like Bitcoin did or Ethereum's doing or whatnot. But you can definitely take some of the lower cost coins and dip your toes in, as I like to call it, and purchase some coins and just start learning and learning more and more about it. And a little bit every day starts to add up. And I really truly believe that the app that Paul provides with his company Bitswift is a great way to start. I mean, he made, like as I keep saying, he rolled out the red carpet for you. He's giving you free cryptocurrency. So you log on every day, every 24 hours, you claim your free crypto. And for me, that's what got me really wanting to look into it more, because I was actually getting some of my own cryptocurrency, and to me, it was very exciting. I was like, wow, like it's not a lot. Nobody ever said it was. He's not giving it, like I said, thousands of dollars away, but a little bit, just to give you a taste of it, and then you'll want to start learning more about it. And that's where I got started. And it just made it really, I guess I could say exciting. For me, I thought it was, like, I remember when I did my first claims on the list, like he showed you, when I first hit the claim, I was just like, I'm like, this is so cool. I actually got some of my own crypto. And that's where it started. And then I started doing my own research, which is key to this. You have to do a lot of research and keep your eye on things, put your ear to the ground and see what people are saying. And there's tons of information out there that you can, and channels on YouTube and Facebook and all these other people that channels and people you can go to and start learning. You don't want to go to just to one source and get it all there. And even Paul will tell you that. You kind of want to check around. And if you look back at some of the other interviews I've done with Paul, he shows you some of the places you can go to start doing your research and trying to find a coin that you like and that you have you feel like it's going to maybe do something, and start investing in. And that is just check back on those other episodes. And if you're new to this and you just catching this interview, Paul's here every week, and we're going to gradually, he started at the beginning of cryptocurrency where it kind of got its origins, and that was our first episode, and we're kind of building up slowly every week. I didn't want to throw everything at everybody and blah, all one friggin' one shot. So trying to warm you guys up to it, and kind of like I did, ask a little, the simple questions at the first to get started. Like, well, it's like learning how to crawl and then walk, and stuff like that. Got to learn that, but you can't be running a marathon if you don't even know how to stand on your feet. And you can't be figuring out cryptocurrency if you don't even know where to start or what the different terminology is. And that's why we've kind of broke it down in chunks, hour-long chunks each week. So every week we're going to get a little bit more advanced. He's going to talk about it a little more deep. Believe me when I tell you guys, we have not even scratched the surface of cryptocurrency. We really haven't. We're just learning our basics, and we're just learning the terminology in that. But that's where we got to start. You got to start somewhere, and I think this is a great place to start. He's a great teacher. And if you have any questions, please, by all means, go and leave them in the comment section. I will be sure to get those to Paul and get them to answer next week. So if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments or email me. You can email me too. I'm easy to get a hold of now. Trust me, I got the email thing down now. I keep messing up a little bit at first by saying the wrong address, but it was an honest mistake. But I got her down pat now. So if you do want to email me and you have any questions for Paul, just in the title, just, put question for Paul or crypto question, whatever, just so it gives me an idea. And the email address is binthinkingpodcast@gmail.com. So binthinkingpodcast@gmail.com. And that's how you can get a hold of me. If you have any guests you want me to have on, or any comments or suggestions, hey, send me an email. I would love to hear from you. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to just have him on each week. I'm looking forward already to seeing him next week. I know he's got another great presentation and planned for us for next week. So we're going to have him on then. And I just want to thank you guys all for being here. I love doing this. I love talking and meeting new people. I got some great interviews lined up on many different subjects. And actually, my cat here is making an appearance. And their little one. Can you get in the camera? Come over here. Of course, now she goes behind the camera. But we definitely got my cat creeping around here. My little Crypt Kitty, I call her. She's awesome. But I definitely, as I was saying before, my cat and tried to interrupt. Thank yous all for coming here and being part of the show. There she is. Hi there. Maybe. Oh, there you go. I knew you couldn't resist. Not she. Every show that I go on with the camera, anytime I turn this camera on, she's got to make an appearance. Hi. Don't be stepping on nothing, please. You're gonna mess up something here, baby. Oh, no, no, no. There you go. Oh, there. Oh, what a beautiful kitty, eh? Look at her. That's my little Crypt Kitty. That's Callie. Her name was Calypso when we adopted her, and she was just a tiny little kitten. And her name is Calypso. Her name was Calypso, but she never came to Calypso, so now we call her Callie. And she's my little Crypt Kitty. She's always down here with me, hanging out, and it's amazing to have her. She's an amazing cat. Love her very much. Yeah, I knew you were going to make an appearance. I knew it. Ah, but anyways, now that I'm showing my little softer side with my cat, can't help it. I love her. I love cats. Have since I was a baby. So couldn't even think of life without my cats. And thank you guys. I want to thank you all again, as I was trying to say before. This time she really did make an appearance. Thank you all for showing up. I really enjoy doing this. I got some great interviews coming up with many different topics. It's not all the same topic. I kind of have a lot of interest, so I want to kind of have different guests on and discuss different things that I find interesting or important. And you guys make this all worth it. I really enjoy doing this, and I'm so happy that you guys took the time to sit here with me. And please, I always say at the end, if you like this, please like and subscribe. You can share it, tell your friends about it, and that'll be amazing. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great day, great evening. Never know what time it is where you're watching, but I'm definitely looking forward to coming back, have another great interview lined up, and sit with you. Have a great time. Have a great day. Take care, everyone.